Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin and its valuations against the US dollar. Looking at the impressive move that we had yesterday. Um, Funny enough, think it was right after my live stream yesterday where we saw the move. Bitcoin was only up like a few percentage at that time, and then boom, we have a 9 almost 10% gain day. Following that day, we're up a percent. Um, Having said that, we are roughly 26%. We would need to rally another 26% or so to get us to the 20-week moving average. And in fact, the 20-week moving average, if you can see on the top left, is increasing slightly. Okay, and that is because that these two candles here and this bottom candle here is being replaced by these higher candles here. So the price is moving just a little bit more upwards in regards to the moving average, but eventually it will curl around if we continue to stay below the 20-week moving average. Having said that, what can the next few weeks look like for Bitcoin? Now we're currently within this range that we have drawn out here, and for the past 5 weeks, it has been a very, very decent, range to buy in. If you were to buy Bitcoin, especially at these lower wicks down here, and it kind of coincided with this support test here at around $32,000. We saw Bitcoin rally and then correct for 2 weeks, finding support here and then wicking down even to 28,000 and then rallying to 64. So this has acted as support as of recent, for the past four weeks now, and we're going on to our sixth week below the 20-week moving average. Um, what was I gonna say? So what can it look like in the next coming weeks? Well, we can see that it's slowly progressing upwards, right? This is now 3 weeks in a row. It's our four. If we were to close this week, I understand it's Monday, but if this stays green, this becomes 4 weeks in a row of green candles, and moving upwards towards the 20-week moving average. If the 20-week moving average is to stay relatively the same for the number of weeks, we would see a test at this point, from the by August. Now, I don't know if it's going to take that long to test the 20-week moving average. It could, but I can foresee, it wouldn't surprise me if Bitcoin gives us like two 10% pumps over 2 weeks, eventually getting us to the 20-week moving average in a shorter amount of time. At which point we have two options, and this would be like Bitcoin's crossroads. At that point, we can either a get rejected from the 20-week moving average and come back down, whether that's going to be a lower low. Okay, so we come back and break through this range and go lower, or stick within this range for the duration of the time Bitcoin's below the 20-week moving average, or we break it. If we break the 20-week moving average, that would be extremely impressive. It is very low chances, okay, very low chances that Bitcoin ever breaks the 20-week moving average coming from the other side the first time around. We could see coronavirus pandemic being the one time. This wasn't. The second time that happened would have been here. A decisive move to the through the 20-week moving average has only really realistically happened twice, maybe three times if you want to call this one that. Every other time it struggled. It doesn't come out for the first time around. It takes multiple tests. At the very least, at least one test, like we saw there. So that would be extremely, extremely bullish. And at that point, if it does break, we could be off to the races. We could be having ourselves another decent rally from Bitcoin, which takes us to, a new all-time high. I would gander that breaking the 20-week moving average would result in a new all-time high at some point, um, shortly thereafter. Um, but that would mean, in that argument, that would mean the run wouldn't be as the overall run, from $3,000 to whatever, will be smaller than maybe what people would expect. You know, the aims of 300,000, $200,000. You can use the argument of the longer the base, the higher the chase. And in this sense, Bitcoin hasn't necessarily calmed down at any point until this moment here, right? From October onwards, it was just all like fifth gear, going 200 miles per hour and nothing and no stopping whatsoever. It was only until recently where we peaked out at 64, we came back down, where we could say that we finally started to calm down and maybe get back our bearings. The longer this consolidates, regardless of where it is underneath the 20-week moving average, the longer that takes, the more bullish I feel about a higher valuation of Bitcoin. Okay. If it takes shorter time, then it's going to be my price range is going to drop a little bit in terms of expectations. But that is a way down the line, and I wouldn't necessarily want you guys to be thinking about all-time highs just yet. We still have the 20-week moving average to face. I'm just trying to paint a picture of look, we need to consolidate. Whether that's going to be 6 weeks, 10 weeks, could be 200 days, 100 days, 3 months, whatever it may be. We need to be kind of realistic on price predictions of Bitcoin and be realistic about how Bitcoin's going to tackle the 20-week moving average. As we talked about, it could be a rejection off the 20-week, which will result in a lower low or the same level low. Or we break through the 20-week moving average, we're off to the races, and we can maybe expect a lower all-time high than we might all expect. Anyway, that is all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.